timu nyingine ya ODM tunasema ya kwamba watu wachie party. Tunataka Joshua aliye na nguvu. Do you want a strong Joshua or a weak Joshua? Do you want a strong Joshua or a weak Joshua?
Those who want to pull us backwards, we tell them, oh, no. Those who want to pull us backwards, we tell them what? No. Things will not fall apart.
Shukran sana mpenzi mtazamaji wa kipindi Kivumbi. Kwa mara nyingine tena tunakujia moja kwa moja kutoka eneo hili la Kisumu. Kumbuka kwamba kipindi hiki huangazia masuala yanayotokea maeneo tofauti nchini, haswa shughuli za kisiasa na pia kuguzia masuala ya uongozi. Katika siku za hivi karibuni tumeshuhudia matukio tofauti katika ulingo wa siasa nchini Kenya, na haswa pakubwa masuala yamekuwa yakigusia chama cha ODM. Katika ODM kumeshuhudiwa hatua kama vile kuondolewa kwa baadhi ya wanachama katika kamati bungeni. Vile vile hatua hiyo imechukuliwa katika eneo la Homa Bay, ambapo baadhi ya wakilishi wodi wamepata kufurushwa kutoka katika kamati bungeni kwa madai kwamba wamefanya mikutano na baadhi ya viongozi serikalini, haswa katibu wa usalama wa ndani Raymond Omolo. Swali kuu kwa wenyeji ni je, ni nini haswa kinaendelea humu nchini, na je, hatua hiyo ya ODM inakubalika, ama je, viongozi wa ODM wanajaribu kukuza udikteta humu nchini? Kutusaidia tu kuchambua ama kuelewa masuala haya ni baadhi ya wenyeji eneo la Kisumu, na nitawakaribisha wote muweze kusongea karibu, na taanza nawe ujitambulishe na tuelezee vile mambo inaendelea katika chama cha ODM. Utasema ni udikteta, ni kukosa kusikiza maoni tofauti, ama ni nini haswa inaendelea katika chama hichi cha ODM? Kufukuza watu kwa komiti, watu kuonywa kwamba wasifike maeneo fulani, nini inaendelea katika siasa za Kenya kwa sasa?
I think the ODM party has to be careful the way they handle this matter. For a long time they've been in collaboration with the Western vote, and nationally, let me just talk about the Sifuna issue, because how they've dealt with it, it has raised eyebrows. We all believe in structures. We all believe in party disciplinaries, but there are, within the constitution of ODM, there are certain procedures that have been skipped, and then you are made to wonder who is this one personally benefiting. And then I look at everything, and then I compare it with the case of the Jubilee and the Jeremiah Kioni, and then I see there's a certain pattern, and it's not looking good for ODM. They should take a good example of how Jubilee died from that infights, and then compare it with what is currently happening in ODM. And there's only one architecture, and I'm sure everybody knows who it is. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what do you mean? What do you mean that? Does it mean that you can have your contrary opinion but still remain in the party, hold party positions, including influential positions?
ODM has always been a democratic party that allows for each and every individual to express their views. And I believe Sifuna, as an individual, I believe firmly that he holds his opinion, and he can say his opinion. Just like the former party leader Raila Odinga used to defend him a lot and say Sifuna has his own opinion. So the problem is within the party, the father figure used to be Raila and used to know how to keep the family together. And now all of a sudden, with the father absent, everybody has an idea of how the party is supposed to be run, and strategically they are not using the constitution of the party, and that is very wrong. Yes.
Now, Linda Ugweno, as a lady and also a political analyst, a political leader in Kisumu County, we are seeing a lot happening in the party ODM nationally. De-whipping, those who appear to be having contrary opinion with the party leadership have been already de-whipped from lucrative committees in the House. For instance, Karoli Omondi, and also Raila's sister, Ruth Odinga, seems to have suffered. Now, what does this depict? Is it that you have to stick to the party standard or else you march out? What are you seeing in all these happenings around the ODM party?
Thank you very much. As you have said, my name is Linda Ugweno. I come from Kisumu County. Specifically, I come from Migosi Ward. What ODM is doing is trying to threaten the members of its party so that they do not have a other opinions. So they are shaken and they are timid, so much so that they cannot be of a contrary opinion. And I want to challenge the members of ODM party to ask themselves what the D in ODM means, because they seem to have forgotten it. Because you are supposed to be, it's supposed to be a democratic space where you can be that person of a contrary opinion, and they're using this to force people and force decisions that are being forced down people's throat. And committee positions are supposed to be given to people by merit, and we're supposed to either remove people from committees, maybe because of the way they have not performed their duties as is required. But if you look even to a larger extent, ODM is also following the constitution relatively. When it suits them, they follow the constitution. When it doesn't, then they don't follow it. So they really need to question so many things that they had put in place, but now they are just using them to make people who have opinions that are different to suffer the consequences of that, including just removing people from House Committee. Like the one that is most ludicrous is what happened in Homa Bay. If MCAs have gone to meet our PS, we are assuming right now people are in broad-based, then it does not even make sense for me at all why they are being removed from that committee. That is not to say that I'm a supporter of the broad-based, but that is just my reasoning and my thinking. Yes.
Now and I'll pick it with Mbaka at that point. Like, just meeting somebody and you're de-whipped from a party, you know, what does it tell you as a young person in Kisumu? And even if you have a word for such leadership of a party or the region about what is happening, what will you say?
Okay, you know, as a country we have lost our values, and in fact the Constitution of Kenya, there is a provision that allows the freedom of association. I'm allowed to relate with anyone, to meet anyone, to talk with anyone. That is my right. So there is no need to persecute someone politically to the point you are removing them from office just because they don't think the same or they don't reason the same with your ideologies. To be specific, there are some personalities, individuals within ODM that think that they now reason on our behalf or make decisions on our behalf to the point they ask us to, they choose for us our friends. This is something that cannot happen in a democratic nation, in a democratic world like ours. And in fact, the way my friend said, ODM is a democratic party and you are allowed to share your views, your ideas, speak your mind freely. You know, there were some utterances that were even made yesterday by party chairperson. The national party chairperson, Gladys Wanga, is saying that no one is allowed to step in Kisumu if you are from the Linda Mwananchi. I find that one so disturbing because considering the tension, the political tensions that we've been having around when this Sifuna thing started, and now they are escalating to the point that Wanga is trying to tell us that so and so is not allowed in Kisumu. This is not the principles that Raila Odinga fought for. Raila could go to Mount Kenya when he knew very well that those people didn't want him. He could go to Rift Valley to his political rivals. He could hold rallies. Raila was welcome. There is nowhere where Raila was asked not to step in this county or this part of the region. And those members of parliament or members of county assembly that are being removed from committee positions, I believe this was long overdue because we have now seen how they work. They are so predictable, and in fact you will predict what they are going to do next. We knew that they are going to remove members of the committee from the parliament. There is also a suggestion, a rumor that is going around that they are sponsoring the impeachment of one governor, James Orengo, for just disagreeing with them. So you ask yourself, what kind of democracy is this? You see? And as young people, we believe that we still have our own mind. We still have our own opinion. And they will not think for us. They will not force us to be broad-based if we don't want. Now,
the issue of Governor Wanga and some officials warning people not to step into Kisumu to end their rallies around Gambogi, could it be a misunderstanding of the meaning of zoning? And is zoning a democratic thing anyway?
All right.
Zoning.
Zoning, I believe when they come together and in their minds they have a pact with UDA, or as they say, they are still talking about it. But it's so dangerous because I believe it will lose the party a lot of seats. when, for example, they do their party nominations, every day for the last 3 elections, there has always been a struggle within the ODM party, and then the disenfranchised personnel, some have gone and won with independent candidates. So it's very dangerous, especially considering spaces like Nairobi, which I'm sure the other party would be so interested in and would not allow ODM to field candidates, because apparently they are the bigger ones and they feel like they are bringing votes into the bag that are larger than ODM. These infights, they are proving ODM to be so weak right now that I don't think they are going there as a strong party. They are going as the weaker one, and they'll not be allowed to fill the important positions. They will just be given peanuts, I believe. So it's very dangerous for them. Okay. Yes. A
very dangerous trend. Linda, do you think the issue of that you don't come to Kisumu, don't campaign in my area, don't have a candidate in my area, is the way the country needs to go as at now?
I want to first of all strongly condemn, with the strongest of terms, whatever was said by our former MP for Kisumu Central, Ouda, threatening and discouraging members of Linda Mwananchi tour from coming to Kisumu County, and purporting that should they come, something may happen to them. That is not very good. Those are not statements that we want to hear of people who are our leaders. Here in Kisumu County, we enjoy democratic space. The Constitution of Kenya has allowed us to assemble and even to articulate, and we have freedom of speech. So Linda Mwananchi tour enjoy the same rights, and even here in Kisumu they enjoy the same rights. And this thing of trying to purport that all of us in Kisumu are on one side of the political divide is a fallacy and is wrong. Actually, if Linda Mwananchi brigade comes here, they will be surprised that their supporters, me included, we are in our numbers, and we are telling Linda Mwananchi to come. We want you also to come to Kisumu, and we are telling our other the people in the other political divide that peace is what we want in this country, and peace is what we want in the Kisumu region. It is not right that all of us, they want to muzzle us to one political coalition. That is not true, and that is not the situation on the ground. It is something that they're lying to themselves. I have to condemn violence in the strongest of terms. Recently, we have seen our brothers, our husbands, and people we can call even our children lose their lives in these rallies. And as women, we are affected. And as a woman, I strongly condemn violence and goonism. The way goonism is continuing here in Kisumu County, it is alarming. And all of us, we are going to suffer its consequences. So a former member of parliament or a leader cannot come to say such words. It is only fueling fire. It is making the things become worse. So I condemn it. If I finish with the issue of zoning, we refuse zoning. Luo Nyanza, we have suffered enough from political associations in one particular direction. This is a democratic space. Let all political parties also come out and just people battle it out. When you zone, you want to say this is a place for this particular party only. That is not acceptable in a democratic society. And for me, I see hiyo ni dalili ya uoga. Why do you want to zone if you know you are strong in that particular area? It just means that it is not business as usual. This is not Kisumu County right now is not enjoying the strong ODM support like it used to enjoy. And for me, I think as a young person and as a woman, I support that, so that alternative voices can rise, alternative leadership can rise, and they stop using it to muzzle us. As a woman, I also have to condemn what happened yesterday in that rally, where we had very ugly words that I cannot even repeat being used by somebody in this region to oppress women and to depict women in a very negative situation.
Unajua hiyo position ya Sufuna inachukuliwa na mama. Ndio sasa akipigana na wewe unatolea hii. Alafu analala kama mchinga. Tolea hii. Kutana na wewe patia hii achape moja atoroke. Vile huko slim namna hii. Patia yeye kabisa chape kabisa. Alafu unafanya hivi alama la lala. Kesi imeisha.
that should not be allowed henceforth. And what I even found disappointing is some of the women leaders in the top positions of ODM party were not even condemning whatever was said, and were finding those jokes to be funny. That is not correct. It is not allowed, and it is muzzling the younger women like us who are trying to come on board and telling us that politics is not our place. It is our place, it is our position, and in Kisumu County we condemn it as women, and we're not going to allow it henceforth. Whoever that is should now face the consequences, because it was not his first time. Never again will he speak in this Kisumu County in a derogatory language towards women. We refuse it kabisa.
Thank you very much to whoever is joining in the interview. It's just Kivumbi Show. We are coming to you live from Kisumu City. We are trying to understand and to get the public opinion on various issues touching on governance and leadership. Today in leadership, we are focusing on Nyanza politics, ODM politics, and the place of the young people. Actually, we are having a panel full of young people to discuss now the future of politics in the country. And it brings this question: the place of the young people. In Kisumu, there's already that fear that there's a lot of violence experienced in functions and in political gatherings. As a young person, what is the place of youth, or the youthful person, in the Kenyan politics, in the Nyanza politics, and in the politics of this region? And how will you want best to be engaged in the political space?
Okay, first I'll start by saying it is sad state that we are in, sad city. We are living in fear as young people. Because you see, politicians are seen as weapon for violence. They select us and give us panga, rungus, so that we can fight each other. This is not our place as young people. We have gone to school, we have been educated, we are so much informed, and there are a lot of opportunities that are at our disposal. But the problem is that these same politicians have looted money that belongs to us as young people that can employ us. So we are living at their own mercy. That is why you see they can deceive us with 1,000 shillings, and so that we can go and invoke other rallies, other fellow youths who are holding their political opinions peacefully. I can say that young people should wake up, register as voters, go for these positions. It is very important that in this 2027 election, we make a statement. Because this election cycle, it doesn't matter who you are, which tribe you are coming from. We are going to make a statement and tell these legacy politicians that enough is enough. They will no longer dictate what we want. They will no longer steal from us. And we are going to send all of them home. Yes.
So the legacy politicians are told to take care that they are going home. Hakim, the place of the young person. As a young person, there is that disappointment. We saw the Gen Z demos and the killings thereafter. The young person is very not happy with whatever is happening. But now, are they also taking their place, or now they are being misused? What happens to the very young colleagues of yours?
It seems everything is going against us, right? But what I know is that these houses that have been there, they do not belong to us. The houses that have been, the ODM, the UDA, they do not belong to us. That's why the perfect example is in the ODM. Every time that a youth tries to climb the ranks, you see like everybody's threatened. You look at those who are, there's one that keeps on preaching. He talks very loudly. You can feel there's a threat. They feel like these youths will come here and disrupt the flow, you see. So you realize that the former Secretary General, he was saying that sometimes he would, yes, the current Secretary General, sorry, sometimes he would just wish to advise, but they feel like he already disrespects them. The way a parent, when you try and advise them, the African mentality is you're talking back. So the space for the youth is not in these houses. But I believe that this year, if there is no vessel, if there is no, because they've made it very hard for us to register parties, there's always, you're being stifled from registering parties, there's fights from all ends. If there is no house, I believe youth should just stand up and go independent ways. Because I believe the current youth setup, they are so informed that they'd be willing to elect independent candidates. And I believe we should take the mantle. We should, as youth, we should take the mantle, and then we go for these positions, just as my friend has just said, so that we give the youths that hope. You see, this Linda Mwananchi group, they've given the youth something that they can relate to. When they say sisi ndio Sifuna, I don't think they mean that they are Sifuna himself. I think Sifuna speaks a language that they themselves understand. And he does not speak like the others. So that's why the others are threatened by him, and these ones believe in him. So it just shows us that these other houses are not ours, and we have to go independent ways, and we struggle to do our own things.
Hakim says that youth should find their way, their highway towards power. Youth pia wanataka power.
Power kabisa, lazima sisi tukue kwa power.
Unataka nini?
Tunataka power muhimu sana.
Okay, a good one. Now Linda, still now we have the youth, and we have now ladies, or the female, the other gender that is always considered weak. It's stepped on. Now as a lady, the young lady in this, that's why I gave you the last chance. Like, what happens? What next? You are a lady, you are a youth, and what is your space in this politics? And your colleagues.
Okay. What I can say is the system has been designed like that intentionally. From the word go, even if it don't bring the woman issue, even with the youth issue, it has been structured like that intentionally. Let me give you an example. Having vied in the last election, it is possible for you to vie and speak to people, and they will buy your agenda without giving them handouts. But what have the political elites decided to do? To give handouts so that elections become so expensive to weed out other people from even participating in it.
Do you mean the bread language that is now? The bread language is like a strategy for some to win and maybe scuttle other people's design?
Absolutely, it is by design. So you find that if you have few resources, then you get scared of even getting in the ring, because your opponent may be using so much money that you don't have. And then electorates are also to blame, because when you don't give them something, they feel you are a lesser candidate. But that is not true for all electorates. There are electorates who are willing to support you even if you don't give them a handout, or as we call it here in Kisumu, yogo or jamna or majan or bread, depending on where you come from. It is also not true. The other day I had the privilege of attending a function called I Speak, and I saw young people coming and attending that function with their own resources, and they even contributed towards that. And having also participated in the Gen Z demonstration, I saw young people coming out, not being given money, and they participated, and they even used their resources. And even the latest example is this one for Linda Mwananchi tour in our brother county, Kakamega. I can tell you, I know of enough youths who went to Kakamega with their own resources. Why? As my colleagues have said, Sifuna is speaking their language, and he has touched their heart, and so they were willing to even use their resources to do that. What is lacking is leaders who can give young people a reason to rally behind them. I can also tell that young people have no problem supporting even an older person or a younger person. All they want is good leadership, and if you give them a reason, they are going to rally behind. Right now, most people are saying that they are not there, they're not taking votes. I think that is a fallacy, and that is something that could be farthest from the truth. They are alive. If you look at social media spaces, you will know that young people are there, and they're very, very active. Once we get somebody whom we can rally behind, you will see. Actually, IBC should prepare to extend those days of voting, because we are going to take those voters' cards, especially in this Kisumu County. There is a narrative that is going around that us, when we were told left, we are being told right. No, we are the generation that is saying no. We are the generation that is saying Kisumu County has good leaders. We are the generation that is stepping forward to occupy leadership position. And what we are telling the political elite is to stop interfering with our democratic right. Kisumu, if you try to say I'm our contrary opinion, they chase you, they beat you, they tell you all manner of things. This time you are telling them chase us, but you're going nowhere. On the contrary, you are building us. This Kisumu County is our business, and we are leading from the front. And I'm sure the same message resonates with the rest of Kenyans. This 2027 election, young people are the ones who are going to change the narrative. Lastly, a solution to unemployment is not handouts. The government needs to know that the solution to unemployment is not handouts.
A wonderful And a wonderful way to end the show today. You know, it has been a panel full of young people. It was by design. Actually, we needed to give voice to those considered to be voiceless in the community. And as usual, it has been Kivumbi bringing you various public opinions, public comments and public suggestions regarding things that are going on in the country and in the region, and also specifically in our neighborhoods. We promise to bring you a second part with this same panel and touching on various topics that you can as well suggest as our viewers from wherever you are. We have our numbers running down the screen. The WhatsApp number, reach us out on the message part on the platform you are using to view. You can as well reach out on WhatsApp and other platforms. From Kisumu City, I've been your host, Odera Wycliffe, and on behalf of the panel, I'll give each one at least a chance to say a word as we close. What do you think about the future of this country, in just a word?
The political bigwigs have to get ready because we are coming.
The political bigwigs, get ready, they are coming. Yes, Linda, in a word, in a sentence.
The independent institutions should help us in doing their role. For example, right now we are seeing political campaigns going on, and it is not the time that should be happening. So we are calling on IEBC, ORPP, DCA, all those alternate independent bodies to kindly help us in making sure that we have the Kenya that we want to see.
Then we have Bwana Chairman. Bwana Chairman, every now and then you wake up in the morning. What do you want to tell your members and actually the Kenyans at large?
Don't lose hope, man. The future is very bright, very pregnant, very heavy. Register as a voter because hapa mbele ni kuzuri. Kuleni pesa ya wanasiasa, lakini ikifika kwa debe tunajua ground ni different. Asanteni.
And with that, we wrap up Kivumbi for today. See you.